On today's program, I'm with John Beers, who's the president of Wind Associates. Hello, John. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Jeff. I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
So you are in, or you work, your office is in Tukwila, Washington. That's south of Seattle?
A little bit south of Seattle.
Of course, you have your coffee with you.
I do have my
Starbucks.
coffee with me. This actually is Starbucks. Not bought at Starbucks store, but they're French roast ground at the grocery store.
That's funny. I have the French roast today too. So I think we have something in common. We both love coffee. I've been to Seattle many times. I no doubt have passed through Tukwila, and coffee shops in every street corner. I envy you.
Yes, or sometimes two or three.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to talk about the industry a little bit. Tell us how you got into the cleaning industry yourself.
Well, a couple of years after college, a buddy of mine knew of a position with a manufacturer, and I applied for and got that position. And I was a territory manager in the Northwest, a company called Pacific Coast Brush, and part of a little bit larger company called Flowpack. They've been acquired by Carlisle now. And I was competing against Wind Associates. And the former owners of Wind Associates asked me to lunch one day and said, we're tired of you taking our business. Come and join us. And I said, okay. And so that's basically how it started. About 6 years later, I was kind of our MO is to let associates buy in. I bought in 20%. And now I have a business partner who's also one of my best friends. And we own the whole thing. I have been involved in the industry for about 32 years now. So it's been a while.
So Wind Associates, manufacturing rep is what you do. So tell us about that. What does that mean to be a manufacturer's rep?
Well, the short version of that would be that we represent manufacturers, and we market to and through distribution to end users. A longer story is there's a lot more involved in that than just that. We do a lot of training of DSRs, distributor sales reps. We spend a lot of time in the field with them as well, helping them sell our products. We share the enthusiasm and the benefits of the products. We also have 3 people in our staff that provide full-time customer service inside sales function as well. So a lot of times distributors like to come to us for answers because we're right here. It can be quicker sometimes on the same time zone. I think that's also really important that, with the time zone difference, West Coast, East Coast, that really kind of helps us out a lot too. And then we also have, it's not big, but about 1,100 square feet of warehouse that's just full, nicely organized. I like that. Full of samples, and we're conveniently located near a lot of our distribution. So we have a lot of DSRs that will stop by anytime to pick up samples, and we feel that that's a real benefit to our partners.
So it sounds like you're a consultant as well.
Yeah.
That's a big part of your work.
Yeah, a lot of way we are indeed that. And then a lot of that consultant work takes us directly to the end user as well, and we consult with the end user and try to show them better solutions for what they're dealing with.
All right. You are also with ISSA. You're on the board. So what do you do there?
Well, on the board of directors, it's an amazing position. When I started in the industry about 3 years into it, I was advised that I should get more involved with ISSA if I wanted to stay. So I joined up what then was called YES, Young Executive Society. A philosophy, I don't know if I made it up or some mentors helped me made it up, but my philosophy was that if you're going to be in this industry for a career, you have to be involved with ISSA. So YES was my first entry on that. And for a couple of different circumstances, I was on board with YES for about 6 years. And then after that, the manufacturer rep position that I have with ISSA, the board of directors, has a council. And our council is comprised of roughly 8 or 10 reps across the country. And I was actually on that council for 6 years. And the whole idea there is to council feeds the rep that's on the board, happens to be me right now, with as much street knowledge and information that we can get, and we bring back that information and knowledge and ideas back to ISSA, and that helps strengthen our industry. And I think that's a really cool part about the association and the leadership of the association, is they are very interested in getting as much information from different sources as possible, and I think that's a wonderful thing. I always used to say that being on the Rep Council and YES were two of the biggest things in my career. Being on the board of directors is absolutely the number one thing that's happened in my career. And the quality of people, just an amazing experience. I absorb a lot, and it's wonderful.
Well, ISSA welcomes your expertise, so good work with what you do there. Now, let's talk about the pandemic. We can't have an interview without that topic. It's thrown a monkey wrench into everything we do. No
Absolutely.
doubt your work has been affected. So maybe just a few thoughts on what you see going on now and what you see coming up in the future. Maybe talk about some supply chain challenges. One
of the most difficult things with the supply chain is that some manufacturers that can't get enough product, and sometimes end users and distribution have a little hard time understanding that. I've been kind of saying that it's hard enough to sell stuff to people. It's even harder to tell people they can't have stuff when they want to buy it.
That's unique, a unique problem to have.
Yeah. So, it's been tough on us to have to explain to some distribution why they can't have product, simply because it's not there. So we're trying to get over that hurdle. On the end user side of the equation, I have this sense that a lot of end users are very hesitant to open. That they are trying to find out exactly what they should be doing to make sure that they can open safely, keep their facility, their environment safe for their employees, and for their customers, obviously. And I think that some people are hesitant to do that because they're worried about, not only employees and customers, but also lawsuits if something bad happens. So that's a big challenge. And I think that we've kind of hit the bottom of that, and we're starting to creep up now. I think people are gaining more confidence. We've learned a lot about the virus, and we've learned a lot about how to keep facilities safer or make them safer. So it's a big learning curve, and it's a challenge. So,
do you deal much with schools?
Oh yes, we deal a lot with schools, with some direct relationships, but a lot of it with our distribution partners, going into the schools, doing training, trying to understand or help them. They're trying to understand what they need to do, and there's a lot of different opinions out there.
Yeah, I know schools are starting like right now, this time of year, all across the country, but who knows how that's going to play out. I guess we'll know soon enough.
Yeah.
Is there any type of company in the world of manufacturing that has been hit hardest that you've seen?
Yeah, the ones that don't provide solutions for COVID. If you don't have a COVID-related or solution readily available, it's been very difficult. Products that turn a lot, monthly type usage products. When the facilities are closed, they're not buying monthly type usage products. So those have been challenging. Some manufacturers have been able to pivot to other products, and some simply just don't have it in their reservoir to pivot to. And I've seen some great things. We have one of our manufacturers that's done a great job of, even though they don't really have COVID-related products, have come up with a reopening idea on and that's been a smart idea. Since we haven't reopened yet, it hasn't really taken place yet, but it's out there to happen. Another one of our manufacturers, M&A Matting, has done a fantastic job of kind of pivoting to, instead of making entrance mattings, they still do, but they've come up with a lot of COVID related, and that's the kind of pivot that I think that takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but they did it and they did it well, and that's been beneficial. Absolutely.
So what about strategic initiatives? What do you see happening there? What's coming up?
Yeah. So what's coming up for us? We've focused a lot on helping our distributors come up with solutions, obviously, for their end users. But our strategy is kind of changing now, and our strategy is moving to a GBAC strategy. We want to really help because of what I said earlier about end users being worried about opening up safely. I think GBAC is an excellent way to solve that problem for end users. And now that we also have GBAC Star accreditation for services coming into play, I think that's for BSCs, it's going to be another great tool to help all these facilities and services have a method to open up that they can give them the confidence that they're doing the best thing for their facilities, for their environments, for their customers, for their employees. So this is GBAC Star accreditation is going to be a big focus for us going forward.
Yeah, a lot of folks might think it's mainly for this pandemic we're in, but you see it as a long-term program.
Long-term. Matter of fact, in Seattle before the pandemic, LEED certified buildings would rent. We're talking about the skyscraper, the office buildings down in Seattle. The LEED certified buildings would rent for a premium. I'm firmly convinced that GBAC accredited buildings will rent for a premium in the future. So it's not only to get through this pandemic, but it's to be safe for future pandemics. So I see this as a very long-term, very beneficial program.
That's interesting about the value of property component of GBAC Star.
Yeah, it's just my little manufacturer's rep in Seattle, humble opinion.
That's good. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, lastly, let's make this an open mic for you. Anything you'd like to share with your peers or the industry from your perspective?
Yeah,
Final words of advice.
So usually when I get together with my peers, I try to do more listening than talking.
That's good.
Yeah, my dad told me a long time ago, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I think that we all kind of talk about what we're doing. I think that that really trying to be able to package information for our DSRs to take to their customers in an easy way has been a very big focus for us. So that they can easily get the information from the manufacturer that is to the point, that's a solution, and then our customers can deliver that to their end users. I think, though, right now that DSRs are getting very tired of emails and Zooms. So I've really got my team of salespeople to really focus on kind of going back to the old-fashioned way. Pick up the phone and call everybody. And we're trying to call all of our customers, all of our DSRs every couple of weeks, catch them in the middle of the day when they're driving around, hopefully, find out what's happening, and have that real connection. I tell my team that I still remember some conversations I had with DSRs right after 9/11 and how that really solidified solid relationships because it was just really real. So move to phone calls, find out if the DSRs or even our end user, the people that we know, contacts, need anything, have any questions, concerns, whatever, and then follow it up in an email to exactly what they need. So that's probably what we're aiming at right now.
No, that's good advice. The emails have increased, the Zoom meetings have increased. So your old-fashioned approach may be the answer.
Well,
pick up the phone.
Yep. There was I think a United commercial about that a long time ago where they were kind of in the boardroom, and then the CEO of the company was handing out airline tickets. We're going to go visit our customers. And someone said, what about so-and-so? He goes, that's my ticket. I'm going to go visit him. So
yeah,
you got to do everything you can.
That's right. Well, John, thank you for your time today, and I'll let you get to that next cup of coffee.
Thank you very much, Jeff. It was good talking to you. Take care.